Okay. I definitely just stole that. But let's talk about today and let's keep it short, right? Today was another day that we took another 1 minute breakout. And this one again was off of a 5 minute high probability zone, supply or demand. This case was obviously a demand. No, before I took this trade, I was a bit iffy on it because obviously you can see even though this candle gave us the breaker structure, it's also really a liquidity grab. But the liquidity grab is counter trend, right? And that's pretty much the only thing that would like uh making you feel like maybe I shouldn't take this because to be honest, at this point gold is pretty high. We've been going up for a while and for it to give that type of a liquidity grab, I really thought about the sells. But just going, I mean, and if you look at the EMAs, they crossed in our favor and they're all aligned, right? So, you're always safe for going with the trend at the end of the day, right? So at the time, it tapped into the zone, and I thought about, you know, getting in on the pullback, but when I went down to the 1 minute and I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, I don't think there's no way I'm selling right here. No, it would have to give me something like really like strong. Like it'd have to be a crazy candle. Cause at this point it's looking like okay, it's definitely by the time this prints and the 1 minute goes fast, you gotta really make a decision. I'm not thinking about entering for the sell on the pullback anymore. I'm thinking like, you might want to get in for the buys, and that's exactly what I did. And it hit 1 to 2, and I tried leaving a runner to up here, and it took me out at break even. So my runner got closed at break even. I closed majority at 1 to 2, and the runner got taken out at break even. I was aiming for that high because it was basically like the 1 to 1. You can see right here. Just picture this. It was the 1 to 1 for the 5 minute setup, right? That's what I was aiming for on the 1 minute. It did eventually get there, but you know that would have been after it took my runner out. So boom, did that, made like a double bottom on the 200, and then eventually, you know, went crazy. So once again, whether you took this on the 5 or the 1 minute, you would have won. You know, I definitely got my 1 to 2. I can't complain. I mean, if I had closed everything, I would have gotten the full 1 to 2. But it was still a good trade. I'm not mad, and I think I did the right thing. You keep doing that, you're gonna catch a trade. Cause one day it's not gonna pull back like this. One day it's just gonna take off, and I'm gonna be in that shit, and it's gonna be a good day. But until that day come, we're just gonna keep executing. This to keep executing, keep following the rules, keep showing up, keep doing what we do, keep trusting the strategy, keep critiquing the strategy when necessary. You know. Oh, this was I doubt this. What happened after this? Yeah, yeah. Eventually, so yeah. That was pretty much the day, though. I ain't gonna lie. It was just a one trade. I took it on the personal. I took it on the I took it as a 1 minute trade on the personal. On the what's it called? On the funded challenge, I took it as a 5 minute. So they both won, and that was that. Yeah, that was that. So today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully, we can end out the week strong. You know, catch another good trade, and get out of the market. Cause today was an early trade. This was 8:30. We hit TP at like maybe eight. What's this? 8:45. We got taken out at like maybe 8:55. So even before 9, this was a pre-market setup. Even before 9, we in and out before the day even start. So hopefully we can get that tomorrow again. But Fridays are one of them days though. Like you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there's no movement until like the afternoon session. It just keeps running until the end of the day. Either that or we get some crazy movement at market open, and then it just kind of like reverse going the other way into the rest of the day, into the evening into the weekend, because it's gonna close. I suppose one of those may happen. It tends to happen on a Friday. We'll see either way. Is there any news? Let's see. Hella news today, CPI. And that's the thing, we waited to after news, you know. But tomorrow, yeah, PPI news. Got 8:30 and 10 o'clock red folder news. Tomorrow is gonna be interesting. Tomorrow's gonna be interesting. Cause you got 8:30 news, you got 9:30 market open, then you got 10 o'clock news. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow actually ends up being a no trade day, but we'll see. We'll see. Hmm. I'm gonna throw a bet out right now that Nasdaq tomorrow is gonna throw a beautiful setup that aligns perfectly with one of these news events or market open. We're gonna see. But anyway, until tomorrow, man. Y'all be safe. Peace. This right here was Friday's trade, right? So pretty much it was a 5 minute demand, as you can see, but I didn't take it as a demand. I took the breakout from the 13 right here, and obviously, as you can see, this did not hit TP, right? We were pretty much at all-time highs, right? And we have this demand right here. We have the breakout structure with the zone, and then we took the 13 EMA, rejecting out the 50 close above the EMA to the breakout, and I felt good about it. No, personally, I took the 1 minute breakout, which in this case, as you can see, this is one of the ones where the 1 minute candle was so big that you didn't really gain an advantage entering off the 1 minute, right? So even though I took it off the 1 minute, it was essentially the same as if I had took a 5 minute setup. So that was no advantage gain right there. So ultimately, I didn't get my 1 to 2 because my entry was basically the same as the 5 minute entry, and it didn't hit, right? So we're all time highs. At any moment, the market could correct. So that was just a situation where it didn't cook for us. But I closed at break even, so I didn't take a loss, right? What did it do after this? It didn't fall, it just consolidated for a while. But yeah, I closed at break even, so I didn't take the full loss. And my day was pretty much over after that. I took the small, not small, I was gonna say basically a small win, basically break even, and I called it a week. That was pretty much it. Not gonna lie. But uh, Monday we'll be back doing the same thing, and we're gonna try to catch some more setups. So I keep this short. So that's all I got, man. Peace.